Good day, learners, and welcome to our English class with another fun of learning. For today's lesson, we should be able to define literary techniques or literary devices, identify the common techniques relevant to style or the language chosen to tell a story, and appreciate the importance of these literary devices to the author's literary works. Literary techniques or literary devices are structures, usually of words or phrases in literary texts that writers employ to achieve not merely artistic ends, but also a reader's greater understanding and appreciation of their literary works. It is specific, deliberate constructions of language which an author uses to convey meaning. So now, join me as we discover these literary devices that definitely give color to the construction of the language which the authors used to convey meaning. All writing is made up of literary devices, whether you realize it or not. Using literary devices is exactly how you can do that, and we'll teach you how with our list of literary devices. But before that, let us try to answer the short activity below. Fill in the blanks with the correct words based on the pictures below. Are you done? What are your answers? For number 1, the correct answer is B. For number 2, the correct answer is Carabao. For number 3, the correct answer is box of chocolates. For number 4, the correct answer is petal. For number 5, the correct answer is snail. For number 6, the correct answer is moon. Did you get a perfect score? Well, congratulations. Now, let us start getting to know these literary devices by defining the first common literary device known as simile. What is a simile? It is a form of a figurative language in which a comparison is made between two things which have something in common using the words like or as. The simile is used to describe an item, situation, emotion, or action by comparing it to something else in order to make the statement more creative and artistic. When used as a literary device, a simile can give a more emotional and complex feel to a piece of writing and enables the author to better convey the description by using this type of figure of speech as a comparison. Examples: the snow was as thick as a blanket. She was as light as a feather. You are acting like a baby. From these examples, what are the two objects being compared to? For sentence number 1, you can see that the snow is being compared to a thick blanket with the use of the word as. For sentence number 2, the pronoun she, which is the subject of the sentence, is being compared to a light feather with the use of the word as again. And for sentence number 3, the pronoun you, which is the subject of the sentence, is being compared to a baby with the use of the word like. The next one is a metaphor. What is a metaphor? A metaphor is a form of a figurative language and is a rhetorical device in which an object, idea, or situation is referred to directly as something it is not. It moves away from referring to something in a literal sense and refers to it as something else in order to create a more imaginative figure of speech and description of something. When used as a literary device, a metaphor can add a more detailed and complex description to something, giving the reader a more in-depth experience. A metaphor is more easily able to convey an idea or an emotion than by simply using a literal statement. Here are the examples of metaphor. The sun was a gleaming pearl. My baby brother is a cute little teddy bear. My sister's memory is a camera that remembers everything we see. As you read the sentences, what have you observed? Yes, there is a comparison between two things that are not alike and replaces the word with another word without the use of the word as or like. For the first sentence, the two things which are not alike are sun and pearl. For the second sentence, the words brother and cute little teddy bear are not alike. And for the third sentence, sister's memory and camera are not alike either. Now, let's move on to personification. When we say personification, it is when a human characteristics are attributed to an inanimate object. It is used to convey the meaning that an item or thing has performed an action when in reality it has not. This type of figurative language is used as a literary device in order to make a piece of writing more vivid and descriptive. It is also used in order to better assist the reader in understanding the text and can make a piece of writing more original and unique in its nature. It is often used in the way of a metaphor and gives objects in emotions, speech, gestures, or desires. Examples: the trees danced in the wind. The stars winked in the night sky. The sun smiled happily down at us. For these examples, you can see that the three stars and the sun have given human characteristics with the use of the verbs danced, winked, and smiled, in which we all know that only humans can dance, wink, and smile, right? Next, how about hyperbole? What is it, and how does it differ from the other literary devices? In short, hyperbole is a statement which has been exaggerated. It is used to overstate a situation and is not intended to be taken literally. Hyperbole may be used in a figurative language to overexpress what someone is saying in such an example as, I almost died from laughter. The speaker did not literally almost die, but using this hyperbole, they are expressing that they laughed to a great deal. Hyperbole can also be used as a rhetoric device. In this type of use, you might see a phrase such as, we have nothing to fear, but fear itself. In this example, the speaker is exaggerating how fearful people should be or are. Examples: the king's nose was 3 feet long. My dad can lift over 2 tons. The food was so hot, my ears were smoking. From these examples, what are being described with exaggeration? Yes, we have the words king's nose, which is being described as 3 feet long. Dad, which can lift over 2 tons, and the food that is so hot that causes the ears to smoke. Are these possible to happen? Of course not. These sentences are used to overstate a situation and are not to be taken literally. Now, let's go to allegory. An allegory is an extended narrative in which the characters, setting, and plot represent both a concrete meaning and a symbolic meaning. Almost all allegories teach a moral, religious, or political lesson. For example, from the fable The Tortoise and the Turtle, the tortoise learns that perseverance and hard work bring success, while arrogance and laziness lead to failure. Another example of allegory is The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis, famous religious allegory. The lion Aslan is a stand-in for Christ, and the character of Edmund, who betrays Aslan, is a Judas figure. Now we have irony. An irony is a figure of speech in which words are used in such a way that their intended meaning is different from the actual meaning of the words. It may also be a situation that may end up in a quite different way than what is generally anticipated. In simple words, it is a difference between the appearance and the reality. It has three types. 1. Verbal irony is like sarcasm. 2. Dramatic irony is like a secret only the audience knows. Number 3. Situational irony is an event that mocks the circumstances. Here are other examples. Verbal irony: my day is going great, thanks, saying the opposite of what you mean. Situational irony: thought I had that promotion, ended up getting fired. Dramatic irony: the theater audience knows that a sky mask killer is hiding upstairs, waiting for his next victim. So these are the common techniques which are relevant to style or the language chosen to tell a story. These include metaphors, similes, personification, hyperbole, allegory, and irony. These are relevant to plot, which is the sequence of events that make up the narrative, that include backstory, flashback, flash forward, and foreshadowing. Are there questions? If none, let's put your learning into practice by answering this activity. How many literary devices? You can see. These are the answers. Did you get a perfect score? Well, that's amazing. Now, my dear learners, for your assignment, create your own storyboard by expressing and constructing sentences that are related to your personal life experiences. Make sure to use literary device in your sentences. I have my own example as your guide. My personal storyboard. Simile. As a teacher, I am busy as a bee. Metaphor. I am a crocodile, which means I am sleepy during daytime and wide awake during nighttime. Personification. My heart weeps seeing those COVID-19 victims died. Hyperbole. There were mountains of food during my son's birthday. Allegory. I learned from one of Aesop's fable, the dog and the shadow, that we should be happy of what we have. Irony. When I was still a student, one of my classmates told me that, nice t-shirt, huh? Knowing that I was wearing a Petron t-shirt given by the Petron gasoline
this is Mom
station.
Isalina Fuentes saying, never stop learning because life never stops teaching. God bless everyone and see you on the next lesson. Bye!